It's almost time. We should wake Odette. How are you faring?
Things are gonna go down. Alright, hello everyone. Yeah, when I stopped the recording and then started it again, it just went through those extra scenes. It just said that, look, now it's time for the first shift change. Welcome back to the Snezhnaya Archon quest here in Genshin. In fact, we are dealing with the second murder mystery we've ever had to deal with in Genshin in the Archon quest, although I actually would say the circumstances this time are even more sinister than last time, which is really saying something, because murder and all of that. Two people just died. They just keeled over and died. I'm trying to figure out who the murderer is, but something... Look, if it wasn't for the trailer, I don't think I'd even be thinking this, but something tells me the killer's not even in the room. Nobody can come in or leave. The snowstorm's still raging outside. I think we're trapped in a magic bubble. I don't even know if the outside world knows what's going on in here at all. And Odette has revealed that she is indeed Lelek, but indeed, I don't think she is the killer. Yeah, everyone is asleep in the main area. Okay. I'm not sleepy. You get some sleep. I'll go after you.
Oh, not going to argue with that. I'll take a quick nap. If you start to feel sleepy, wake me up anytime.
It's actually good to have the shift in the middle.
It's
where
finally
you
time
nap
for Odette and I to share the night watch.
Nap in the middle,
I
because
should
then
wake her up.
you're not awake for as long of a continuous period of time. At least I think that's how it should go.
I came here to get information from her in the first place. Maybe I should think about what questions I want to ask before she wakes up.
I think you should just wake her up and then just, she's an introvert. As introverts can do, just sit in silence for a little bit. I'm sure with so many noisy fans at her door all the time, she might appreciate just sitting with somebody. Being alone together is something that's actually very comfortable for introverts. And you can think about your questions then. If you let her sleep, the plan is not going to work out either. Yeah.
How long are you gonna keep staring at me?
You're awake, but I didn't even wake you yet.
Couldn't sleep. My mind's been running haywire. Plus, there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about.
You too?
I had a hunch that you wanted a conversation too. Let's take this chance to clear the air,
but
shall
we
we?
already talked about the whole Lelek thing. Oh, I guess to learn more about Project Stusha and her motive.
I just had a simple question for you, really. It's, Rosaline. In her final moments, did she have any last words or anything?
Oh my gosh. La, 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 I didn't think it would play here, but if you go to the Sanctuary of Grief, north of Snezhnagrad, this song starts to play. And when you go over the hill and you see the building there, you realize that's probably where Senora was laid to rest. In the interlude trailer, which is so long ago now, but back then I watched it like literally 20 times a day. I was like so fascinated with everything. And now we've met so many of those Harbingers since then. Not that I remember. I actually don't think she had any last words. That's the crazy thing. I actually distinctly remember in Inazuma, like, she died so fast she didn't even have a chance to say any last words. I kind of thought she would have some, but she didn't.
I see. Well, that was all. I have no other questions.
Do you miss her?
No. She was utterly ruthless in pursuing her goals. That kind of person should be hard to miss. And yet, even though I never approved of her methods, and she was an abrasive person, the fact remains that I am indebted to her.
Yeah. We all have those kinds of complicated relationships, don't we? heard a little bit about that from Snezhnaya.
Oh, she told you. I guess that makes sense. I think she and Rosaline were on pretty good terms.
Still, she didn't know the full details.
Yes. Rosaline wasn't the kind to gossip about this sort of thing. Not that it's any huge secret to me, though. When I was a child, I had to join the Fatui for the sake of my mother and me. I trained under Rosaline. It was extremely grueling, and it didn't exactly come naturally to me. All I could do was try to ignore the biting cold and practice. I was
Just
a
like with your
newcomer who'd
ballet.
managed to make a good first impression on a harbinger. There was pressure to live up to her expectations, to be worthy of the fair lady's reputation. Every day was a struggle against the cold, pain, and fatigue. And most nights, I struggled to fall asleep. After enduring all that, I've become almost immune to the sensation of pain. I suppose that was the cost of survival. Surely, any child who had to experience that would grow to hate her lot in life, don't you think?
I think a lot of them would. And yeah, we've heard some really harsh stories about the way some of the harbingers treat their subordinates. Like, definitely Signora, Dottore for sure. Probably Pantalone. Even Snezhnaya. The first few times we heard about Snezhnaya, it was her greatly admonishing her subordinates. Scaramouche, too. You know. And they would be lucky to have someone like Tartaglia, who's actually always an all-around nice guy, because... Yeah, you know what? We're kind of on good terms with a lot of the Harbingers now, but in the early game, the other Harbingers besides Tartaglia sounded really scary. Like, they all sounded like they were really mean. The kind of people that would beat you if you didn't do what they asked. Are you deaf or just stupid? When did I give you the right to issue your own orders? And yet, it's a complicated feeling because for someone like Odette, I don't know, just what does she have to say about this?
So, I put an equal amount of effort into
You're
my
not lying
ballet.
down asleep, bro?
Because in my young mind, that was the only way to defy my fate. It was my way of telling her, the Fatui's demands and your expectations of me are not what I wish for. One day, I will leave.
And she wants to have
I
a
think
life
she
outside the
probably
Fatui.
blamed my poor performance and training on my passion for ballet. She knew my heart wasn't in it. One time, when I was secretly practicing a dance at night, she suddenly showed up. I knew she was there to catch me red-handed. I told her, "You don't deserve to watch the dance I learned from my mother." She looked stunned. I guess she was surprised that I
Yeah.
lashed out first,
You were
before she
brave
had the
enough to
chance.
talk back against her.
But strangely enough, on that occasion, she wasn't fierce with me like she was during training. Instead, she fell silent for a moment, and then left.
Maybe gave her some insight. The thing is, we actually didn't really learn that much about Signora, but we can get glimmers of lore about her life, that she was from Mondstadt, that she studied at the Academia, that her lover was killed during the Conria Cataclysm, that she used her alchemy to turn herself into the Crimson Witch of Flames, to burn away the old world. But we actually have no idea what she was like in day-to-day life. It's just that she was this very, you know, proud and mocking and pretty mean lady every time we encountered her. Super entitled. Did not leave a good first impression. Literally assaulted Venti in the street. Yeah, not a good first look. But years later, I never would have expected that we would get to hear what she would have been like as a mentor. And it's a completely different side than what we know of her so far. It makes you realize she wasn't in the story for very long. She wasn't in the story long enough for us to really get to know her like we've gotten some of the other Harbingers since then.
After that, she never interfered with my dancing or asked me how it was going. She never came to watch me dance again either. Not even once.
At least she didn't interfere. I mean, I bring all this up because I wonder if some part of watching Odette dance reminded Rosaline of her younger self before she became, as cold-hearted as she was in later years. When she still remembered how it was to love and enjoy life. But she was a very proud person.
She was. But even now, whenever I take out this core Ignis, I can't help but think of that night. Of the look on her face.
So this was a gift from her? It makes sense, it's fire encased within ice. Just like Senora herself. The delusion to hide the crimson witch of flames burning from within.
Sort of. Although gift might be too kind a term. This is her flame sealed within ice. A symbol of her favor, yes, but also her way of keeping an eye on people. She knew the location of every piece of Core Ignis. If any recipient started acting suspiciously, she'd be on to them immediately.
Oh, just like Valeria and Mitia, except even
Trust her to
creepier.
make even a mark of approval feel suffocating.
Yeah.
So, when news of Rosaline's death reached Snezhnaya, many people immediately crushed their Core Ignis. It gave them a profound sense of relief, like they'd
She's
broken
not
free from her
stalking them
shackles.
anymore.
But I kept mine. With my sensitivity to pain being as dull as it is, the warmth from this Core Ignis is one of the few things I can still feel clearly. I still
see.
wonder, did she really come to stop me that night? I wasn't sure, but I was scared, so I said some really awful things.
Well, up until that point, she had given you no reason to believe she wouldn't be there to stop you. And you were a child who was sent far away from home, trying to cling to what you remember of your home. I mean, yeah, you're still in Snezhnaya, but you know what I mean. That culture, language, practices, like, these things make up a person and who they are. They're part of your identity. Being sent to live with the Fatui, if you weren't practicing dance, would probably cut you off from your other side of yourself, and I don't think you should do that. But the fact that, I mean, when you lashed out back at her, knowing Senora, she could have beaten you and punished you so cruelly. I mean, look what she did to Venti, right? And she seems like the kind of person who would treat her subordinates even worse. So the fact that she didn't really says something.
I guess she didn't leave anything behind. Not that I expected her to. It's fine. It's just a bit of a shame that we couldn't settle our differences before the end.
Wait, but Sandrone said that you two had settled things.
Mm-hmm. She did. Are you sure she was talking about this event?
She said that Arlecchino gave Rosaline some advice, and that Rosaline went to see you. Oh, could that have been when she went to see her dancing, then? It's true that Arlecchino is much better with kids than Senora was.
No, she didn't. I didn't even find out that she'd gone to Mondstadt until a while after she'd left.
So she never went to talk to her.
In that case...
I think you should go and see the knave.
Okay, I will. Thanks for letting me know.
There's
We should
something
also go
I'm
see the
trying to
knave
figure
as well.
out. I'm beginning to suspect that Paimon's mystery illness
the other thing we
is being
came to
caused
talk
by the
about.
energy research behind Project Stuja. Paimon's very important to me, so I have to get to the bottom of this. I figured that since you're Lelik, you might know something about all this.
The ultimate goal of this energy experiment is to create a weapon for the final battle.
Why does it
The
keep
weapon's
zooming in on
construction
Valeri?
was
The
completed
final
in
battle?
Malcry, Now, all that remains is to arm it with a sufficiently
Right.
powerful
So
energy.
way back in Act 1 of the Nodcry Archon quest, remember there's 10 acts, so you have to remember all the way back to Act 1 when we infiltrated the Experimental Design Bureau with Llama and Yehoda. Yehoda found files that were saying that they were using the Experimental Design Bureau to create an enormous weapon of a magnitude that could destroy entire nations. And the records cut off just where it said it was going to say what it was actually going to be used for. The final battle. All right, those are some big lore drops that she gave us. So I mean, we really have to build true friendship and trust to be able to get this information from our friends, because this is not the kind of thing that they just hand out for free. We have to really... Alright, I'm just gonna say it. That's a huge lore drop, okay.
Yes. The weapon's development and all the related experiments are overseen by Lord Piero, the Jester. And the lab is located deep within the Armory Palace. I'm not sure why this experiment would be making Paimon feel unwell, though. The best way to get to the bottom of it would be to go there in person.
Okay.
Once we get out of here, I'll help you apply for an entry permit.
Are you sure? Let's not forget that you're also a Fatus.
And I'm hardly the organization's proudest member, as you know. You answered my question about Rosaline. I want to do you
Someday
a favor
she
in
will
return.
walk away from all of this.
It's that simple.
He's listening the whole time.
What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
Look behind
You
you,
two
dude.
seem to be hitting it off.
Yeah, you made me jump. Stay calm, act
I
normal.
thought you were sleeping.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed
Of
to
course
work.
I was. In the military, one learns to fall asleep quickly, even in the most inhospitable environments. It's vital to staying alert and energized. Why? Is something wrong?
I think he was kind of asleep. Look, when dude is literally sleeping, sitting up, I don't really think he's actually trying that hard. Considering you're in a place with a plate that has space to lie down, if you're choosing to sit at a dining chair at the table, I can tell you're not actually trying to sleep. But yet, somehow, I think he probably was trying to rest until he heard, "Mwah, mwah, 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 Project Stuzia," and then he woke up. Like, are you sharing details about Project Stuzia?
Even if he was awake, he can't have overheard us, right?
Well, thank you both for keeping watch. Traveler, I'll take over for now. It's your
Really?
turn to
That
get
was
some
like
sleep.
15 minutes.
Sure.
But thanks. Okay. Oh, we're gonna sleep, then we're gonna get the dream again. Ether, try to remember something this time.
This is our second night here, but at least I found out a little more about Paimon's condition.
I mean,
hope she's been sleeping well
not
the past couple
really.
of days.
I hope she hasn't been kidnapped.
Why do I feel like I'm being watched?
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like Paimon or Piero or one of the gods or something.
Seriously? Is this payback for when I stared at her earlier? But I thought she was asleep.
I love how much attitude he has. Is she worried we could be the murderer?
Never mind. I'd better try and get some sleep myself.
If we start talking in our sleep, Odette can tell us what we say. Please talk in your sleep, Ether, because that might be the only way you can figure out what's going on here.
Hey, what are you spacing out for? Are
See?
you reaching your limit too?
I told you, not all the random NPCs in the room have died yet. Where are we? I don't know where this is, but yet feels strangely familiar.
How long have we been walking for? Do you remember?
Time's lost all meaning. Ever since we noticed that thing above our heads. What was it called again?
A star key? Or key star? Anyway, the person who named it was swallowed by the black mist.
Whatever
important
it's called.
information.
Ever since we noticed it, we've been walking up and up, hoping that as long as we reach it, we can find a way out of this place. But it seems like no matter how far we walk, we never get any closer.
Well, we've come this far. You never know. Maybe we're almost there? Come on, enough moping. Let's go.
The stairs
The
behind
black
us are
mist is catching
broken.
up.
There's no going back. Where's Metia this time? What does this all mean? Oh, they both have weapons. Even though they're just theater staff, okay? This means we're actually gonna fight something.
Monsters! Watch out!
Okay, yeah, just knocking them off the edge of the railing seems to be the
Careful.
key here. The X-Fang blade. Okay. Come on. There you go. I'm not liking this at all. Oh my gosh, the NPCs are trying to kill themselves. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign.
Fighting frost!
Fighting Frost! I didn't even get to see it because I was up against the wall. Okay. Come on.
Shut up.
Run, guys! Breaking. Dude, what does this all mean? I think I was right about this being some kind of stairway to heaven, though. Stellar conduct. Let's go! Go, stellar conduct, Ether!
This is not...
No! No, really? It's not gonna do that. Oh, you can't die here. You can't afford to die here thing. Resurrect from the door of resurrection. It's been a while since we actually saw the physical door of resurrection in one of these domains. Don't you think? They actually did a pretty good job of hiding it now, I think. Bombs away! The enemy voice lines are a bit too goofy for what we got going on right now. Okay. More shattered windows, maybe? Yeah.
Monsters ahead of us. The black mist behind us. Feels like there's no escape.
I mean, it feels once again like the black mist is a metaphor for death. But it's something more specific than that. For sure. But I don't know what all these random monsters and fae would be doing here.
Learned. Are you hurt, Kulish?
No. I'm fine. It's just... Suddenly I don't want to walk any further.
I get you. In fact, I reached my limit a long time ago. Sometimes it feels like there's hope where there shouldn't be.
Yeah. The hope that the star gives us is the only thing keeping us going. But I'm not sure it's real at all. It may just be a collective illusion. Otherwise, why would it always be out of reach?
Are you really going to give up with this? I actually feel like we're slowly getting closer
I
to
know
it.
you mean well, but you're only saying that to try and encourage us to keep going, aren't you?
I mean,
Thank you,
I don't know.
friend. But enough is enough. Please don't give me any more false hope. Hope is poison in this place. You're going to continue, aren't you? I admire that. I've given up, but I wish you the best. May there come a day that you catch up to the star and leave this godforsaken place.
The only problem is the people here are dying. They're dying in the dream. They're dying in the real world, too. Where are we going? The star really is within reach.
It's not an illusion. We really are getting closer to the star.
I just want to say, though, it's very much like... Yeah, you can see it down there. I mean, I probably shouldn't just stand around here, but since they have sacrificed themselves, and supposedly that buys us some time, it's true, when you spend all this time thinking about, like, the greater world, the universe, the stars, all these huge concepts, all these things that are almost too much for you to even I'm not even talking about not even our everyday human problems. When you just stare out into the cosmos and all of these stories, like Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, all of them that just make us think so deeply about what it even means to be a human speck in this giant universe. Sometimes you just get so overwhelmed by something, doesn't it? Just not even saying it, you necessarily want to die, but you just want to succumb. Because the nothingness that you face afterwards at least doesn't feel like anything at all compared to whatever you're enduring now.
Congratulations. You are the first person to make it here.
What? And it's her, Core Ignis. I actually made it. But how did she get here? The closer I get to this star, the more familiar it looks.
I'm the star's envoy. The black mist has stopped rising. Its hunger is satisfied for now, having devoured your
Is that
two
why Odette was
companions.
staring at us? What is
This is a
going
good
on?
opportunity. I'll let you get some rest before we continue.
Continue? Aren't we going to leave? That is so sad if the star has been the only thing giving people hope in this place, and it's not even the end of the journey.
Hmm? What do you mean, leave? This star represents the starting point. It's the waypoint for the beginning. Congratulations
Oh my
on
gosh.
reaching the starting point. Once you are ready, we will head out and walk upwards. I will be right by your side the whole way.
That is so depressing. That is actually extremely depressing. People died because they could no longer walk any further, and you're saying this is just the beginning. Not to bring up the Stairway to Heaven horror animated short, but essentially when Dottore gets to the top and it's just like an infinite number of zeros, he's basically at the infinitieth floor. Isn't that just like the creepiest thing?
Huh? What's wrong? Hey, don't give up before the journey's even begun.
I'm not following this at all. I don't think we're supposed to. Yeah, okay, so anyone who dies in the dream is dying in real life.
Is that Vodianitsa's voice? What happened?
Two more people died.
Please wake up!
A drama about sleeping, which began as a joke the other day, is now playing out on the stage. No one counted on it being a tragedy. Yeah, dark cloud text box is pretty suspicious too. Everyone is gathered around the two sleepers in the center of the stage. Without even inspecting the scene, you already know what has happened, as if someone told you in advance. No, you don't remember it happened again? Usually when we get these kind of narrator cards, it's a black screen with text on it. The fact that it's a black text box and not just like a black screen makes me feel it's not a storyteller device. There's an omniscient point of view in the story that is narrating. Think about it. To the gods, they can look at the story as if just as an observer with their own thoughts. I'm thinking this textbook is actually the thoughts of an observer and not just a narrative, like, narrator. Great. Okay, we're really doing this? Alright, we're really doing this as a murder mystery. Okay, coolish. A staff at the Korolyevsky Theater. Exceptionally diligent and reliable, he rarely makes mistakes. Regular theater goers know him well, as he's long been responsible for checking tickets at the entrance. He also seems to be a fan of Odette, deceased during the night. Okay, Rampana. A staff member at the Korolyevsky Theater. Drawn there by dreams of a celebrity lifestyle, she now handles duties such as announcing performances and hosting events. She can occasionally get a little too fixated on things. Deceased during the night.
The situation is identical to that of the two casualties.
Yeah, exactly.
yesterday.
The only reason they had the entire
You cannot
audience come up to
ascertain the
take the
cause of
pictures,
death.
so it can be a thing for
At
the
least
murder
there are some
mystery.
elements that we can rule out this time. They slept on the stage with everyone else. So I suppose the surrounding environment can't be
Yeah,
a
it's
relevant
not
variable.
a room, but
Rampana. Coolish.
well,
Weren't some of us
the
keeping
murder.
watch last night?
Yeah.
3 of us, in fact. How could you not notice something was
Oh
wrong?
no, not gonna suspect
I'm
the three
as
people who are on
confused
watch.
as you are. Certainly nothing unusual happened on my watch.
You were staring at us,
Likewise.
Odette. That was kind
And
of
from
unusual.
what I've observed so far, both Miss Odette and the Traveler can be trusted.
I mean, did any of us notice dead people that just keeled over and died during any of our shifts? Because I was the one that slept last, which means that it's most likely happened when I was asleep. In fact, you know, from the player point of view, we'd know it did happen when the Traveler was asleep. But anyway, no incidents during my watch either. I have no reason to suspect Valeria or Odette
To
either.
be honest, I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. I couldn't help but think I was the target. So I just laid there with my eyes
All right,
closed.
so you're
I
confident
heard the
that...
Traveler and Lelic chatting, but otherwise I don't recall hearing any commotion during the
Yeah,
night.
nothing.
Me too. I didn't want to wake everyone up, so I was concentrating hard, trying not to cough.
If you try not to cough, it makes you want to
Haven't
cough
slept at all.
more.
If anything had happened, I'm sure I would have noticed.
They just keeled over and died.
What could possibly be causing this? Once was bad enough. I can't believe it happened again. I worked closely with Rampana and Coolish for so long. I never imagined that one day they'd...
I know, right?
On this stage of all places.
Yeah,
Florianitsa.
the troop is like family.
4 victims in just 2 days, and we still don't have a single lead. I need to get to the bottom of this as soon as possible. And above all, keep Tonya safe.
Yeah.
I'd never be able to look Child in the eye again otherwise.
I think he'll kill us if Tonya gets hurt.
Still snowing?
Something outside?
Yes, I just checked. Still no sign of anyone outside
I think
either.
we are trapped
So
in a
we
bubble
only
here.
have ourselves to rely on.
If you ask me,
Well, you two
this
are the
killer can
last two
clearly strike whenever
NPCs
they
here,
please.
besides
The
Tonya,
Night
who I
Watch
think
was a useless
has
endeavor
plot
from the
armor
start.
like the rest of the
Lelic must be an
playable characters.
expert in poisoning. Clearly, she used some poison that can't be detected on the corpse.
Oh, come on. Let's just work
Here
together
we go
here.
again.
Listen,
Clap,
I
clap.
was already thinking to myself last night, was Lelic's reason for revealing her identity the real story? Well, now I have my answer. It most certainly was not.
All right, go for it, buddy.
She's been playing us for fools. You get off on this, don't you? Revealing your identity, only to carry on
Except
with
we
your
were
killing
all
spree?
awake last night. All of us,
That's a
even
hideous
you were
thought.
awake.
One that only a hideous mind like yours could dream up.
Yeah.
How dare
Almost
you!
seems like you're the killer,
That's
dude.
enough. Yesterday, you named Lelic as a suspect because the victims were both wealthy merchants. Lelic might have had a motive then, but today's victims were just ordinary people. Not to mention that they were colleagues of Odette and mine. What reason would she have to murder them? Let me guess. Just to scare you?
Yeah, you really thought this through?
Who knows? Maybe you don't know her as well as you think.
The
I
nerve!
implore you all to ask yourselves, how many people are there really in this world that have what it takes to kill another person? Not many, I'd wager.
Yep, but we've met a few of
Lilith
them.
is well known to be a ruthless operator, and now she has revealed her identity. How could it be any more obvious?
All right,
Everything
Grandpa,
you've
let's get
said
you to
so
bed.
far is still just conjecture, which doesn't constitute a concrete lead. You need to back up your claims
Yeah.
with some evidence.
You don't even
How
have
can you defend her,
circumstantial
officer?
evidence.
What did she say to you while you were on night watch?
It's just exactly as she said. You have no evidence for your claim.
Maybe I shouldn't be so surprised. You military types are always colluding with criminals to target the rich.
You must live a sad life. Everybody's against you all the time.
All so you can get your grubby paws on our hard-earned fortunes. Then tell us to fall in line. The Fatui, the Druzhna, and the Rokot. Thugs, the lot of you.
Well, what are you gonna do about it, man? Can we tie him up and gag him
Don't
already?
you dare.
All right, good. Oh, Tonya? Yeah, she doesn't want to see anyone else get hurt.
You were the one who told us not to stop other people from expressing their opinions yesterday. 4 people have already died. Only yesterday I was chatting with Mr. Coolish. Then we woke up in the morning and he's...
Aw.
Turning against one another is the last thing we should be doing right now.
Oh, Tonya.
Little girl.
Even if Mr. Chuganov is a puffed-up, pig-headed windbag who doesn't have a clue what he's talking about,
which is true.
He's still one of the victims here, isn't he?
Yes, she's awesome. Yeah, that was...
Quite.
Yeah, that was perfect. Even though he's still an idiot and a complete douchebag, it's true. Nothing is to be gained by pointing fingers. Mr. Truganov should know that for himself, I would hope. But Tonia's right. People are dying, and...
I had no intention of resorting to violence. But you're right, Miss Tonia. I ought not prevent him from speaking
so we're
his
gonna
mind.
gag him? Okay.
In any case, I believe Mr. Chuganov has calmed down a little now. We may resume our discussion.
I don't think there's any need for that. What is there to discuss? Nothing about this situation is normal.
Did you have an idea, Mitya? You're the brainiac here, right?
If
Come
anybody...
on, clue us in.
If it's any individual person, I'm thinking it's Mitya. And obviously, I don't think he actually killed them. But if anyone could possibly be possessed right now by a spirit that wishes to kill people, I think it's Mitya. Because why would he appear in the dream and still be alive too? He appeared... I mean, he didn't appear that second time, but he appeared the first time. Odette as well. Huh. What do Mitya and Odette symbolize in those dreams? They're certainly not themselves. They certainly represent something else. What do they represent?
I've been mulling something over. All the leads we have so far concern things from outside the theater. Miss Odette's alter ego, the threats Mr. Chuganov received.
Okay.
But then there's the 2 double murder crime scenes themselves, which have given us absolutely nothing to go on whatsoever. That's highly unusual. Even with the most careful killers, there's always some evidence left behind.
Somebody's gotta remember the dreams.
So what are you suggesting?
That's the only lead
I
there
think
is.
this could be a supernatural event. It isn't characteristic of human-on-human homicide at all.
I agree. It's...
Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you supposed to be a scientist? That doesn't sound like a
He looks like he's a
conclusion someone
wizard
like
for
you
sure.
is supposed to make.
I got into scientific research because of my insatiable curiosity. But if the present situation defies all known scientific explanations, I don't mind shifting my curiosity toward the paranormal
that's how you discover
instead.
new scientific phenomena.
Now that you mention it, I remember when I first came to the theater. I heard rumors about this place being haunted. Haunted?
Haunted all this time?
Yeah,
It definitely seems
I
haunted.
think I heard the same thing. But I mean, they're only rumors, right? We've worked here for years. Surely we would have noticed any spooky goings-on by now.
I know,
Well,
right?
this has taken an unexpected turn. A haunted theater? If Paimon were here, she'd probably be hiding behind
Is
me in
Paimon
fear
so
right
much?
now.
I actually think Paimon's in
Why
trouble.
don't we take
That's
this
why we're being kept up.
opportunity to look for
You know what?
clues
That could
again
be
with
why
a
we're
more
locked up in
open
here.
mind.
It's because Paimon's in
Maybe
trouble.
a different perspective will help us see something different.
Very well. Whether it's criminals or ghosts we're looking for, the same rules apply. Everyone needs to tread carefully. I'll move the bodies into the same room for now.
And I said, don't start pointing fingers. I really can't afford to be doing that right now. Okay. Oh, so many happy faces are now gone. Okay. No, Tonia's right. Violence is not the answer. Blaming each other is also not the answer. I love how she was able to defend Mr. Chuganov and also, you know, pretty much really ruthlessly insult him in the same sentence.
Chin up, my man.
My
that soldier guy
man.
just gave you a bit of a fright, that's all. Think about your wife and kids back home. They'll
Yeah.
get you your mojo back.
Your
Me, for
mojo
example,
back.
whenever I get hungry, tired, sleepy, or thirsty, I just think about that water imp friend of mine. And everything's suddenly alright again.
It sounds weird.
So
I'm sure it's
daydreaming
not as
about
weird as you
women
make it
somehow
sound.
removes your need for food and water, does it? Don't be absurd.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, it's probably not as creepy as he just made it sound. But who knows? Yeah, everything's been moved out here so we can all be in the room together. Alright.
I need to think very hard about whether there's anything that ever needed hiding. After all these years, there must be some things even I've forgotten about.
Yeah. Examine that picture for possible intel. I guess we should do that. Oh, it's at the top. Okay, I guess we should look at the other two as well, because Torgov deceased. A wealthy businessman who made his fortune in the energy industry. With support from the Northland Bank, his business grew larger and larger. At some point, however, it began to feel as though the Northland Bank had to become the one truly calling the shots. Deceased during the night. Alright, well, you never have to worry about that again. Soboleva, a wealthy businesswoman who began her career selling fashionable cold weather clothing. Great. Later, she married into a prominent family to expand her business. Nowadays, however, it seems that her business has instead been absorbed by that family. Well, that's actually really unfortunate. But no, she also doesn't have to live with that too. Okay, so we can still tap on everyone else. Okay, let's do that then. Let's take a look at what we have here. Let's go from left to right. Alosha. Alosha, a hunter from Alatir and a member of the Rokot. He often takes part-time jobs at the Korolyevsky Theater to make ends meet. He may well have been the first friend you made after arriving in Snezhnaya. Okay, Shrem, an independent mercenary unaffiliated with any mercenary organization. Flexible in the jobs he takes, he often works for Snezhnaya nobles. Outgoing and humorous, he has an endless supply of mercenary jokes. You know who he actually sounds like? Arataki Ito. Chuganov, owner of the Iskra manufacturing plant and a member of the Snezhnaya Veche. He carefully maintains the image of a devoted family man and deeply loves his wife and daughter. The factory he operates is known for excessive energy waste and also abuse of its employees. Don't forget that. Tonia, the younger sister of Tartaglia. He talks about her so often that this is the first time you've actually met her in person. Though in poor health and prone to coughing, she decided about spending the night away from home. Yeah. I know, right? It was so supposed to be happy. I thought when we get to meet Tonia, it would be a happy occasion. Maybe go, fishing or something like that. But no, we're literally trapped in like a murder room. Me, the fourth descender, a traveler from beyond the stars. I love how blunt and honest Aether is kind of getting too. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna own my identity. I have all this clout, and I'm gonna use it. Odette, the principal ballerina of the Korolyevsky troupe, also a member of the Fatui and candidate to become the next harbinger, the Fair Lady. She is additionally suspected of having another identity, Lelik, who operates from the shadows. Okay, Valeri, head of the Special Assignment Battalion, Armory Palace Royal Grenadier Guards, 1st Regiment. A long title. As a soldier, he places great importance on planning and timing. He's currently assigned to protect Mitya, an important figure within the military. Vodyanitsa, the prima donna of the Korolyevsky troupe. A mysterious Rusalka. Oh, so Rusalka, I think, yeah, that's a water imp, right? Whose extraordinary singing has captivated countless audiences. A member of the Rokot, she cares deeply about the welfare of ordinary people. And then we have Mitya and Scarf. Does the Scarf have a name? An expert with the Energy Commission and prominent figure in the military. He has exceptional command of all manner of energy-related technologies. Though he can be rather talkative at times, his Scarf more than makes up for it. Alright. Well, that just gives us a little recap of where everybody's at. Okay. Let's see. Who do we have in here? Odette and Valeri. Okay.
Valeri, come take a look at this. You too, traveler.
Oh, this is so scary.
Some sort of notebook. What is it for?
It's the on-duty logbook for the theater. Kulish was the main person to use it. He mostly used it to record any unusual incidents during a show, audience numbers, exit times, and so on.
I saw Kulish at the entrance before coming in. I think he was holding this book at the time. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just thinking, when we did the murder mystery in Fontaine with Linny and Lynette, like, even though it was so hard to prove that the two of them were innocent, like, there was at least leads to go off of. So it's actually quite terrifying. I mean, I know we have some sort of explanation, us, the player, but it's actually terrifying to know these people just died, and anyone could be next, because it's a supernatural event.
Yes, he'd always have this logbook with him when he checked tickets at the entrance.
This should confirm a lot of key details about the recent show. So, you find anything unusual?
Yes. The number of people. I've checked and double-checked, but the numbers just don't match what's recorded in the logbook.
So you think someone broke in without a
Apparently,
ticket?
We have an extra person among us.
Are we
What?
certain that logbook is accurate? Could someone have sneaked in without buying a ticket or something?
That's what I'm thinking.
Unlikely. Coolish took his duties very seriously. I've rarely seen any errors
The
in
first
his
thing I
work.
think is that
Not
somebody
to mention that this was
break
a
in.
dress rehearsal, meaning smaller audience numbers
That's
and
true.
tighter ticket restrictions than
There's
usual.
there's so few
Everything
people.
would
How
have
could
been
you
well
possibly
within
gotten
his
it
control.
wrong?
We no longer have our tickets with us, do we? They got collected
Darn
on
it, that's
entry.
why. I was like, do we
I
have to
assume
remember
there's no
this
way we
detail?
can
He
check
took
them
the
again.
ticket instead of just taking a stub.
Unfortunately not. The theater recycles tickets. Once people are in the door, they don't tend to leave until the show ends. So we collect the tickets at the point of entry.
Too bad Coolish is dead. It's too bad. Alright, you can just say it a little bit more gracefully, Ether. If he were still around, we could just ask him.
Still, I'm inclined to believe that this discrepancy in the head count is significant somehow.
If you think it's significant, then
Did
I
an
think it's
extra person
significant
just
too.
materialize out of thin air?
Huh. Too bad it's not like boarding passes where everyone has their name on the ticket. That would make it a lot simpler, but obviously we don't do that with actual tickets. So, let's see. Alosha and Mitya. And once again, I still think Mitya is the most
Come take a look at
suspicious
this.
person among
Alosha
the
found
group.
it. We're both curious to hear your perspective.
Not him himself, but I
It
feel like
appears to be
he'd be
a-
the easiest
well,
person
an
to
investigation report.
impersonate or possess
And the
and get
focus
away
of the
with it.
investigation was the rumors of haunting we heard about earlier.
Okay. Investigation report into supernatural sightings at the Opera House. This commission is clearly not as simple as previous cases involving only folklore studies. It appears to be connected to something far more mysterious. An extinct civilization? The creations of ancient gods? Or powers from beyond this world? The possibilities leave ample room for speculation. From now on, we should take this as a lesson. A simple surface does not imply that what lies beneath shares the same level of existence or nature. Yeah, so you're talking about, like, they could be well beyond humans or fae. Ley lines themselves possess a powerful ability to either devour or guide souls. In most cases, once the soul and body of the deceased are separated, the soul is drawn directly into the ley lines, leaving no room for lingering existence. However, evidence shows that the connection between the theater area and the ley lines has been obstructed, though only partially, not completely severed. Still, this has granted certain souls unwilling to return to the ley lines an opportunity. If their resistance is strong enough, they may even linger within the theater indefinitely. Oh, so they're not... it's not as much of a vacuum to suck them in if they don't want to go. In theory, however, these souls within the theater are incapable of influencing the physical world. Only under extreme rare circumstances can they produce phenomena observable to the human eye. Overall, they can be considered harmless. This assessment may be conveyed in advance to the theater's management to reassure them. Alright, well, fast forward to 4 deaths. But for me, the investigation does not end here. Uncovering the reason why the ley lines have been obstructed is the true focus of this inquiry. After consulting multiple sources, the most reliable hypothesis at present appears to be the existence of an angel civilization and its preliminary attempts at ley line renovation. There's too little information available here. I must return home as soon as possible. An angel civilization. Then, I brought up last time, the tower we seem to be climbing in the dream looks like the stairway to heaven Nicole was climbing in her character teaser. Nicole was an angel. Huh. Preliminary attempts at ley line renovation. I mean, first of all, I don't know if it's relevant, but now Irminsul is gone, so... I don't know how the power of Aru is making up for ley lines and Irminsul. Is it just reconnect to the ley lines, even though it's not a tree? But more importantly, ley line renovation. Does it have anything to do with ley line weaving, like the whole thing with the Abyss Order is trying to do with the Loom of Fate? This obviously predates that by a lot, but is it a similar concept? What do you mean by ley line renovation? But if they were tampering with the ley lines in this spot, then yeah, I can imagine this is actually a really dangerous location for us to be gathering people for fun times every night.
An investigation report, huh? Looks quite old. This person's name looks to be of Sumeru origin to me. Was the investigator from Sumeru?
The theater manager must have hired an investigator once specifically to look into this issue. But it doesn't look like anyone ever looked at the report.
Presumably, the manager
I hate when
wanted
you
to know
prepare a
if the
report and
supposed
no one
haunting
reads
was
it.
dangerous, while also being fearful of word getting out in case it affected the theater's business.
And it
Anyway,
wasn't really a
the bottom
problem.
line is, the haunting is actually real after all. It's caused by an obstruction in the ley lines. Is there any chance
That's
this is the
really
key to
important
finally
to
making
know.
some progress with the murder cases?
Ley line problems are pretty unexceptional to me by this point. And while it certainly offers an explanation for the ghosts,
They shouldn't be able to
it's
kill
hard
people.
to imagine what connection it could have to these two murder cases.
Yeah.
Some of the
You
language
should
that
just make
appears at the
ghosts
very
and
end of the
memories
report caught my eye.
reappear, but just
Angel
reenactments, so they
civilization,
can't actually
ley
interact with
line
the physical
renovation.
world.
My area of research
Angel
doesn't touch on any of that,
civilization
so it's completely
is
outside of my
A
wheelhouse.
big lore drop for this.
Huh? A piece of paper just fell out from the report. It landed right by your feet.
Let's see. Please don't be something scary. Death is near. Please don't make it something scary. No, they should make it death is near with like spaces between all the letters to make it super horror. It's got goosebumps. It's pretty ominous no matter how you
How
look at it.
unnerving. It was tucked inside the report, so it must be a note left by the author.
I think the author got possessed. I'm thinking possession
Death
could be a
is
thing.
near. Is that supposed to be what's going on here? With us? In the theater?
But it's only
But if
started
so,
now, not whenever
How
this
did the
report was
author
prepared.
foresee it? Could he predict the future somehow?
Or is there someone
Maybe
magic
things are more
leaving the note here?
complicated than we thought.
I do
No,
wonder if the
wait a
author
second.
did leave that note, or if
If we
someone
take
else
the
slipped it in
report
after.
and the note at face value, they completely contradict one another. The report definitively concludes that the hauntings in the theater are harmless and cannot affect the real world. But the note seems to be warning of potential danger.
I'm not sure
The
they were left by
question
the same
is-
person.
What exactly does the note mean by death?
Yeah, literal, figurative. Is it simply describing our situation? Is it referring to the victims, or could it refer to the perpetrator?
The various ways we could interpret this keyword lead in completely different directions. Let's pause our analysis here for now. I think we need more information.
Okay, once again, they didn't put this in the trailer. I would not even really be considering this as a serious thought. But going back to Renova being this world's version of the Grim Reaper, the literal personification of death. Perpetrator. Death is near. If you think of death as a person, death is near is... You know what? I'm just gonna let that play out. I almost think they shouldn't have shown that in the trailer because it's completely influenced the way I think about this whole thing. Higher, okay. Here, this way. Why is this place like a maze? Tonya!
Tonya, did you find anything?
Not yet. Still looking. So... Are we,
What is this music?
Are
I really
we
hope
supposed to be
Tonya is
looking
not
for
the... If
something
someone's
paranormal?
possessed, I hope
I
it's not Tonya.
think I'd prefer teaming up with you than looking around on my own.
Tonya. I
This
think
looks
she's
like
innocent though.
Somebody's notebook.
I think
Shall
Tonya's
we
innocent.
read it together?
But let's see. Once again, she's all grown up compared to how I imagined her
Doesn't
years
look
ago.
scary or anything. So I guess it should be fine. All right.
It could
Let's
just
read
say
it
3
together.
words. Look behind you. Alright. A letter in a diary. Oh, this looks really important. You once told me I would understand someday, but even now I still don't. I don't believe anyone should be forced to abandon their homeland because of a change of power. She never considered the feelings of us, water imp nobles. Every inch of this land reflects memories of my childhood. If I close my eyes, I can still hear everyone's songs echoing everywhere. I will not forgive those who drove us away. And I miss you very much, Mother. I mean, water imp. Rusalka, that could be referring... This could be Vodyanitsa, but that's because she's the only one that we know of right now. I often find myself missing that dress with the tassels, the heavy bed curtains, and the first rays of sunlight that would stream into the manor each morning. But it's alright now. If I narrow my eyes just a little, the light seeping through a crack backstage feels just like the one in our manor. I know that life is gone forever. The voice slightly gets more high-pitched as I think it might be Vodyanitsa. And I can miss it all I want, But I also feel that what I have here now is no less than what I lost. The fantastical sets designed by the prop master, the many fans who come all this way just to see me, and the quiet dancing girl who doesn't talk much. These are all mine. I won't lose any of it again. Never. Absolutely never. Alright, it's 100% Vodianitsa. I've joined a rather remarkable organization, though I can't tell you its name. Whatever that great figure intends to do this time, there should always be someone looking out for the misfortunes of ordinary people. That's what our organization exists for. Even now, I still don't understand her. Why is it that those in power always seem this way? They clearly have the ability to bring greater happiness. Some say she has her own difficulties, but what could possibly trouble someone so seemingly omnipotent? Never mind. I should just focus on what I can do. I suppose you'll hear all about our organization sooner or later. Its name is... never mind. I'll leave it a mystery for now.
Huh. This has to be Vodianitsa's writing, surely.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe it's a little rude for us to peek at this. I feel like I just read someone's secret diary by accident.
Yeah, no, I feel a little guilty too.
Sounds like she's writing this for her parents, right? I don't understand. Why put this stuff in a notebook instead of mailing it in a letter?
Well, from what it sounds like in the letter, I don't think they're actually alive anymore.
Because her water imp parents belonged to the aristocracy, who were driven out of Snezhnaya by the Tsaritsa long ago.
Oh, maybe they're still alive
now
then.
They live somewhere new, where the postman can't get to.
Oh, hey, Vodianitsa. I can explain.
We're sorry. It's fine. My fault for not storing it properly. I can't leave things lying around and expect them to get ignored.
Yeah,
when
we're all
everyone's
looking for
scouring the
supernatural
place for
stuff right
clues.
now.
All right, give me my notebook back. I'll take over the investigation in this room.
Thank you for being understanding. No.
Why am I so embarrassing?
This is literally me in my head every single day of my entire life. For every tiny interaction I microanalyze in my head. That's just a representation of many of us, either externally or internally. Alright, well that would seem to be innocent enough.
If we take all this together,
Thankfully.
it's not impossible, is it? If anything, it's the natural conclusion.
Well, I beg to differ. This sounds to me like a product of a researcher's vivid imagination. And perhaps it's because I'm still viewing this through the lens of a typical murder investigation. But still, I'm struggling to be persuaded by your theory.
Does it really sound that far-fetched? Alright, well, let's treat that as speculation for now. I do agree with what you've said, so let's go with your idea for now.
Oh no, what did you say?
Good. Okay, now that we finally have some meaningful leads, I think it's time to reconvene.
Emergency
Let's get the
meeting
others.
button! Any new dead bodies? This is so Among Us. This is way more Among Us than even the last murder mystery that we did. Everyone's still alive.
So, that's about everything we've discovered so far.
Okay.
I'll share my theory first. Based on what we've learned from the logbook, I believe the extra person among us is most likely the killer.
No. I
If the
still think
killer
it's a
had simply bought a ticket, it would have greatly increased the risk of their identity being exposed. I expect he or she either hid in the theater ahead of time, or found a way to slip past the ticket inspection. They then blended
Or
in
they
with the
just
group,
materialize
and
out of
waited
thin
for an
air.
opportunity to strike.
I bet it's
What about
probably
the note
Mitya.
found in the investigation report? Any
Who
thoughts
is
on
likely
how
to just
that fits
appear out
in?
of thin air?
The killer may have simply planted it there as some sort of
I guess
sick
Chudupov
joke.
too. He also
But
seems
I've
like he
seen
could
my
have just appeared
fair
out of thin
share
air.
of psychopathic
Because
killers.
he is really
They
entitled.
love playing
Let us come
cryptic
in.
mind games.
So it has nothing to do with the haunting of the theater after
No, hold
all.
on. Let's
This
present that
theory
theory
makes
first.
sense to me. If we have an audience member unaccounted for, chances are they didn't come here to watch the show.
Could it really be that simple?
No way, it's that
So,
simple.
in other words, all we have to do is find out who got in here without a ticket, and all our problems will be solved? Then let me make one thing clear. All the theater staff should be well aware that I came here for the rehearsal legitimately, yes? There's no way I'm the one who didn't have a ticket.
Sure,
It's
okay.
true. I hear you used every trick in the book to get a hold of that ticket, too. Everything short of throwing a temper tantrum and rolling around on the floor at the entrance.
Which would be very...
I most certainly did not degrade myself in such a way.
Sure. Once again, let's get you to
Probably a
bed, Gramps.
stupid question, but I might as well ask. Did anyone here get in without having their ticket checked?
No one's gonna admit it.
Guess it was naive of me to expect them to just admit to it.
Especially after the unprompted Lelik reveal. Once was already a miracle. Twice would be unfathomable.
Okay. The most likely extra person who entered without a ticket is... You want me to pick? I mean, I'm suspecting... Okay, here's my order of the top 3 suspects I have. I don't think it's not me. I highly doubt it's Valeri. Alosha, Odette, and Voronitsa are innocent in my eyes. So who's left? Mitya is just suspicious all the time. And like I said, I don't think he has a motive, but I think he'd be the easiest one to impersonate and take his place. Someone else could do that. Chuganov, I don't think... well, I don't think he's the murderer, obviously. I just can't wait so we're not stuck in the same room as him. What was your name again? Shram. He has a connection to a water imp. I don't know. He's actually... The thing is, I'd say we know the least about him. I'd say that means that we... You know, I don't want to say what I'm actually thinking. We don't know that much about him, which actually means he could be a suspect. So the last person I accounted for is Tonia. Now, if you recall, Ether made a big point at the beginning of being like, I don't see anyone who looks like they could be Tonia anywhere. And in fact, the first time we see her is in this photo, and then Ether goes to talk to her on the stage. She's not in the crowd anywhere before that point. She's the only one that actually looks like she materialized out of thin air. Actually. But how could it be Tonia? And what did you do to the real Tonia? Because I'm certain the real Tonia would never do this. Which leads to the question, what happened to the real Tonia if it is her? I think it's Tonia.
Tonia received her ticket the same way I did.
Okay.
I assume Child got both of them together. In any case, I knew in advance that Tonia was coming.
Okay. Okay, that's actually a sigh of relief for me. I was like, please don't be Tonia. I'm like, I don't think it's actually Tonia, but I'm worried someone hurt Tonia and took her place. Okay, then... It's either you or Mitya.
I don't believe any of us here knew Shram before all this. If no one can verify Shram's identity...
we don't know anything about him, which means...
Mr. Shram, did you really go through the ticket inspection to get in here?
Huh? Me? Why am I being singled out, my friend?
Because
Do I seem that
apparently it has to
suspicious?
be one of
It's
us.
not that you stand
and while
out
I
as
think it is
suspicious,
supernatural, it
more
is weird that
everyone else has been
somebody
ruled
didn't
out
come in
as
with a ticket.
trustworthy.
Okay. Well, we spent the best part of 2 days together now, so I'm sure you can all tell what kind of person I am. I'm a true gentleman. I never dream of doing something like sneaking to the theater without a ticket.
Okay. Voronitsa, what we do know about him is Voronitsa also said it's strange for a human to be so well acquainted with a water imp song, to know that much detail of the emotion that comes from it, to know that she's like... He knew that she was anxious about something. And she said that's strange for a human to be able to read into the song that much, even if you do have a water imp friend.
Yeah, I have no doubt that you're a good person. But the problem is, none of us here actually know you, so no one can say for sure that you are who you claim to be. Although, actually, what was it you said last night? Yeah, you're friends with that water imp. which is why you understand our primary mode of expression. Last time I checked, there were barely any of us remaining in Snezhnaya, since most of the water imps left.
Yeah, and what's
Could
Vodynicza's story
tell me
for
a little
staying
bit
here?
more about your friend? There's a good chance I actually know her.
I think you would know her too. I wonder what Vodynicza's story is then. The other water imps, including her parents, were driven out of Snezhnaya. Even though Vodynicza is literally the nicest person that we know, who would only wish the best for the people of Snezhnaya and goes out of her way to protect innocent people. You'd think that kind of discrimination would just be indiscriminate, right?
And I suppose it's also kind of a way for everyone else to get to know you a little better.
Yeah, prove that you are innocent.
Good grief. Are you blushing? Pull yourself together, man. Stop giggling like a teenage boy. It's revolting.
Hey, revolting is a little strong. All right, fine. I'll admit it. That water imp friend of mine, the truth is, we're dating.
That's the big reveal? I thought it was obvious that they're obviously dating.
That was just the bodyguard hired by our family. But the stars must have aligned, because sparks began to fly between me and their daughter.
Yeah, clearly he talks about her like a
Never
lover.
in my wildest
for sure.
dreams did I think I'd get so lucky.
We don't need details. Just get to the point.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm just a little hesitant to reveal her name, that's all. You know how it is. These are delicate times. Even with me
Okay.
to protect her. If word gets out that she's dating a human, both the Fae and human factions will give her a hard time.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Really? Wait, no. That can't be.
What do you mean?
Huh? Shram, what the devil are you talking about?
Hmm? Why is everyone looking at me like that? Surely you can understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I need to piece this together. We know that definitely there was the aristocracy of Fae versus like the ordinary human folk. Hundreds of years ago, during the era of the Conway Cataclysm and before, during the Reed Miller era, you know. I mean, definitely the humans and Fae live together in harmony now. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there still was some reservations about them being in relationships with each other. But if everyone else thinks that's weird, something tells me that that's not as much of a reservation now as it was in years past.
Delicate times? Factions?
Did you just step out of time?
Yes? You know, the Civil War? Last time I checked, the Fae and the humans
Oh,
were
and
still
that's
at
why
each
he
other's
never
throats.
heard of
If I'm not
Chupakov.
mistaken, the last significant civil war in Snezhnaya in history was over 400 years ago, when Her Majesty the Tsaritsa had just taken the throne and was consolidating her reign.
And that would have been before they kicked out all the water imps.
What do you mean, 400 years ago?
What's going on here? Is Shram from the past?
All right, Mr. Mitya, you win this round. As far-fetched as it is, it appears that your theory may be
Something
correct.
supernatural is going on.
I'm just as amazed as you are. I didn't even believe it myself, to be honest.
Is someone
No,
going
no,
to
he's got a
explain what's
point.
going on here?
Yeah, put this in simple terms here. Like, the fact that he's from the
look on your
past doesn't
face, You figured
explain.
it out too, haven't you, Traveler?
The fact that he's from the past does not explain, how he got in here. Unless they're saying he's from the ley lines, but we've never seen. I'm thinking about, say, first in the Raiden Shogun's second story quest, when we see the memories of the soldiers during the Cataclysm. Then fast forward to the Kari Bear Archon quest, where literally that entire Archon quest was a very vivid reimagination, or a recreation of what took place 500 years ago with Kari Bear and Clotar Alberic, and the Traveler's sibling. However, I was under the impression a lot of that happened in our head. So the fact that if Shram is an illusion from the ley lines that's that vivid as Clotar Alberic and Kari Bear, but everyone else is seeing them too? Are you telling me that wasn't a dream? Oh my gosh. The clue to Shram's true identity is... Okay, according to the theater's duty log, there seems to have been an extra person at the scene.
That seems to be the case. Shram's the extra person.
Okay.
But there's no way of learning his identity from this clue.
The letter that Vodinitsa wrote. No, that doesn't have anything to do with the haunted theater.
The theater's ley lines have been modified to block souls within its grounds from returning to them. Some souls can even wander this place forever. Mr. Shram's statement proves he is from hundreds of years ago.
Oh,
And
I
according
see.
to the investigation report on the theater hauntings, Mr. Shram is very likely a lost
But
soul
he's so
wandering the
real.
theater.
He even went to sleep with us and everything. That's creepy. The true nature of the extra person is a soul wandering the theater. I personally, it's really me personally. The killer who hid in the theater ahead of time, just an ordinary ticket dodger. I mean, you just said it already, so.
The soul that has been wandering the theater due to the ley line issues has joined our group and blended in. Yeah, that must be the immediate reason why the ticket count doesn't match the number of people present.
Okay, so then that doesn't mean he's the murderer, because... Death is near. In this case, death mostly likely refers to one of the recent victims, someone who died long ago, murder, or Lelik. I wonder why they're doing this format, which is much creepier and scarier than the usual just ether's there and there's all the thought bubbles around his head. I gotta say, this like dark, like shadowy, like encroaching on the options is actually really creepy. It's not Lelik. One of the recent victims. Someone who died long ago, murder. Someone who died long ago. Death is near means the souls of the dead are wandering here.
The contents of the investigation report have been verified. There are indeed ley line issues and wandering souls in the theater. Death likely symbolizes the deceased. Mr. Shram,
Death is near,
for
like
instance,
zombies are literally
death
among
is
us.
near. That must mean that there's a dead person in our midst. That's the truth, isn't it?
This is so creepy.
Yeah, the logic is clear now. The investigation report said that there would be souls stuck wandering
That
around
music
the
was
theater
so
because
intense
the
too.
ley
It
lines
made me
were
feel
cut
something
off.
bad was going to happen.
Mr.
Like,
Shram must
imminently.
be one such soul who died in the theater a long time ago. In which case, that also makes him our
Yeah.
extra person. So when the note said death is near, it must have been referring to death as in the deceased, people who died a long time ago.
Someone who died a long time ago.
In short, there's a dead person among us. The extra person we've been searching for is a ghost from the past.
You mean I'm a ghost? No. Don't make jokes like that, my man. There must be some mistake. But even if I was dead, I know for a fact I didn't kill anyone these past 2 nights.
Yeah,
True.
even if all that's true, the report also said the souls inside the theater can't affect reality, right? They're harmless.
Yeah.
Then what if the problem isn't the souls at all, but the ley lines themselves? The ley lines have a
the
powerful
tampered ley
ability to
lines.
attract and devour souls. Let's say that the ley lines are like a black hole, constantly seeking
A black
to
hole.
engulf
It's a
souls.
black mist.
But the souls that don't want to return are trying to avoid being sucked in.
Huh. Why does this analogy
The
sound
black
so
mist.
familiar?
That's an analogy. The
happens
black
when the
mist is an
black hole
analogy
can't
for the
achieve its
ley
goal?
line disruption.
I'm only speculating here, but what if it ended up swallowing innocent souls by mistake? Or intentionally taking other souls to compensate?
That could explain why we weren't able to determine a cause of death. If you're right, and their souls were devoured by the ley lines, it does make some sense.
And isn't that just the creepiest way to die? I'm not even saying it's necessarily the scariest, but it's just like you suddenly just lose all your will to live and are absorbed in the place of somebody else who's supposed to have died. Like, that's just so creepy. That actually gives me chills. Because it doesn't sound like a quick and painless kind of death. Like, your soul is agonizingly running. So we saw Mitya and Odette in those dreams. What did that symbolize? Clearly, then, the black mist symbolizes these disrupted ley lines absorbing innocent souls in its path. Then, what did someone like Mitya, who's trying to get people to run from it, represent? What did someone like Odette, who said like she had the star to mark the beginning of the journey, what does that represent?
It does seem to explain a lot of the things we couldn't make sense of. Does that mean it's true?
Except there's no concrete evidence. Mitya's relying on a lot
Yeah,
of
once
logical
again,
leaps.
there's no evidence.
Still,
except
it seems like the best explanation
you guys
we
all have a
under
hunch
the
that it's true,
circumstances.
right? The dreams?
All right, so how could Shram not know that he's dead? It
Yeah.
seems a little unlikely that he
It's
hasn't
like he doesn't
noticed
even remember
anything
that
unusual even
there was an
after
event in
several
which he
days
died.
interacting with us.
On the contrary, it's perfectly normal for a soul to wander the theater for centuries without questioning their existence or reason for being there. It's simply what's natural for them.
Guess you're not taking any jobs then. Okay, well, we've figured it out, so I guess now he can disappear.
You know what, Mr. Brainiac? I think you might actually be right after all.
No.
I'm trying to remember and... even though my head feels like it's going to explode, I think... it's all coming back to me.
Uh-oh.
I was the one who didn't want to remember my own death. So I forced myself to forget.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Well,
why don't you remember your own death?
I'm sure those are painful
It
memories.
probably was not a
My lady
peaceful
and I
death
snuck out
then.
to go on a date one day. We bought tickets for the theater. It wasn't really my thing, but I was just happy to be together.
Okay.
All of a sudden, a group of people burst into the theater, shouting for all the water imps to get out. Performers and audience members included.
No. Wait, that's horrible.
It was clear the conflict between humans and Fae had reached a boiling point. This time, the extremists were even coming after the water imps who had nothing to do with the war.
I mean, that's clear, like, segregation.
I thought I could pull one over on them. So I took off my jacket, draped it over my lady, and tried to sneak out amid the chaos. But I got caught. They started shouting, calling me a traitor to humanity. But I was going to do whatever it took to buy our chance to escape. No matter how many people stood in my way. I had to. Both as their bodyguard. And out of love.
It's all right, friend. You can stop there if you want. You don't need to dig all that up again.
It's just...
We have Mr. Chuganov being the...
Even now, I'm still struggling to
voice
accept the
of reason.
truth. How could I be dead?
And that's why he didn't return to the ley lines. He died here. And he died with regrets.
I'm sorry, everyone. If I'd known I was a dead man walking, I wouldn't have dragged you down with me. If I'm the cause of all this death, then punish me however you see fit.
I don't think you're the cause of the death.
Mr. Shroom.
No. I refuse to be a burden. I know what I have to do. You said I've been wandering the theater for centuries, right?
You have to return to the ley lines then.
I guess it's high time I got a breath of fresh air. Out there, I mean. I'll leave this place. And take all this death with me. Go out on my own terms.
Yeah, it sounds like he didn't have a peaceful death. Perhaps a peaceful passing into the afterlife. In a separate time is the best he can have. I don't know how long water imps live for. But maybe your love is even there waiting for you.
Mr. Shram, I'm sure we can figure out a different course of action.
I
My
think
good
he's
sir.
In pain.
We
and
both
he-
know I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I should have accepted my death long ago. One way or another, this has to end. Unless you're saying this goes against another one of your military principles somehow.
No, I'm speaking on a personal level this time.
Let it go, man. Oh, wait. One last thing. Miss Wateramp. My lover. Her name was Litia. Litia Ozarova. Do you know what happened to her?
Who wants to bet it's actually like her ancestor or something?
Ozarova.
Yeah.
Auntie Ozarova. That's what we all called her. I remember her as a very kind elder. She had a bunch of kids, too.
Aww, she lived a good life afterwards.
I'm so glad she survived. And she had lots of kids? Good. That's
There.
good.
Then he has some closure.
We could hardly expect her to stay single just because of what happened to me, right? As long as she went on to be happy, that's all that matters. Besides, I'm dead. My soul's been wandering around here for so long because I was worried about her. But now, I can go without regret.
Yeah.
There's
No
no need
regrets.
to see me
He has
off, my
closure.
friends. I've enjoyed our time together over these past few days. Perhaps we'll meet again in the next life.
Goodbye, Shram. The storm is still blazing up there. He knows what he needs to do.
Take care, my man.
I know
Aww.
Mr. Shram was already dead, but I still feel so sad.
Death is cruel, no matter how we might try to make sense of it.
So, was the conflict between Fae and humans really that bad back then? I was only little, so I don't remember
Oh, she
much.
would have been alive back then,
It's
yeah.
terrible to think that so many innocent people had their lives turned upside down. Even the historical records about that time period don't say much about it.
See,
All
it
people
ruined
know is that
people's
the
lives.
Tsaritsa founded the Fatui, drove out most of the Fae aristocracy without explanation, then used her terrifying power to suppress the humans.
Oh, that's putting it very bluntly. Okay, that's also kind of. I think people. I think we already knew this, but she's just putting it in very clear terms. The Tsaritsa founded the Fatui, drove out the Fae aristocracy, and suppressed the humans. The Tsaritsa herself is a Fae, and Fae clearly still live in harmony with the humans now. But what happened back then, and what led to what we have today?
It seems to me like the Tsaritsa chose to make herself the enemy. She downplayed the conflict, directing whatever animosity both sides had for each other at herself instead. That's
I
also
see.
why, despite how brutal the conflict was at the time, there hasn't been much lingering tension between
Yeah.
humans and Fae since.
She scapegoated herself.
Things have been fairly harmonious for the past few centuries.
So, the Tsaritsa banished the Fae to protect the Fae living in the city? She offered herself up to be hated in exchange for peace.
Maybe
Well.
it's not quite as bad as it sounds. I don't think Her Majesty is too concerned if mortals hate her or not. And besides, there are very few who truly do.
Yeah, that's what makes it so complicated. I think many people disagree with the Tsaritsa and are not willing to follow her blindly, but that's not the same as hating her. It's so many layers to the story.
All this time, I had no idea.
All right, if Mitia's theory is correct, then I think we can consider this matter settled. Let's all take a break.
Okay, but the storm hasn't gone away, and we don't know if we solved the killing problem or not.
Ugh, if only this blasted storm wasn't still raging on.
I know, he's become empathetic after this whole time. Quest progress saved. Return to your room to rest for now. I think that's a great place to end off this episode, actually. Oh, that was a sad ending, but I hope Shram is now at peace. Like I said, maybe he'll be reunited with his lover in death. Even if she has someone else, they can still be friends, right? But just for him to have that closure, knowing that his sacrifice was not in vain, that his lover did live on to have a happy life and a wonderful family, and that he saved her. At least he can be at peace now. We still don't know what's the problem with the deaths, but if the ley lines are absorbing innocent souls, I don't think Mr. Shram leaving the theater is going to stop death from happening. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.